For ages, people have sought a purpose for being. Many have narrowed it down to there is a God and there is a purpose for being through religion. Religion is most commonly seen as a belief, while others view it as a tradition. It's passed from generation to generation. While religion is usually assigned through primary beliefs of parents and their peers and area, it should be a personal choice. I'll use myself for an example. Both my parents are Christian. Mostly all my friends are Christian. I went to a Christian school. There's not anything wrong with being a Christian. I just wish at an early age I would have been exposed to other religious ideologies before I was assigned to be a Christian. The reason I say I was assigned to be a Christian is because I was forced to go to Sunday school, church, Bible school, and I was baptized before I knew what I was doing. While my parents had good intentions, thinking it was the right thing to do, I would have preferred to have been exposed to other beliefs before I settled on the first one I ever heard. I went to a small private school. My principal was extremely Christian. I can remember sitting in the hallway hearing tornado sirens going off, and the principal paced down the hallway back and forth, and he said, "Our school is covered in the blood of Jesus. This tornado will not harm us." Thankfully, my dad arrived and told him, "Well, that's good and all, but I think I'm going to take my son home." In this particular scenario, my fate might have been death if a tornado had actually hit the school, because I personally don't believe that the tornado would have been stopped because the school was covered in the blood of Jesus. What I'm getting at is that my principal was so devout in his faith that he believed it had the power to prevent a natural disaster. That mentality can be harmful when certain precautions can be taken to ensure safety, especially in a school full of kids. We also had a mandatory Bible class in my school, which most of the time I asked the preacher teacher questions that he wasn't ever able to really answer. I really respected this man. I became inquisitive towards the subject of religion and did my own research at home. A friend whose curiosity aligned with mine helped me to discover the theory of evolution as we'd only heard. We didn't come from no monkeys, that's the usual saying. I then expanded my research to other religions such as Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, atheism. When I questioned Christianity, I was faced with people saying, "I'd rather believe there is a God and than not," and find out one day that and find out I was going to hell because I didn't believe. Before I looked into science and methods like radiocarbon dating, I was told the world was only a few thousand years old. All this new information excited me and fueled my research. Influencing religion is different from forcing it. When I will say you shouldn't force your kid to go to church, to go to Sunday school or Bible school, it's okay to teach them about religion. However, don't limit their options. A person should have their own will to shape their beliefs, even at a young age. I was baptized before I knew what it meant to be baptized, so it really didn't mean anything. If I were to make that decision myself, I know it would have been far more significant. Um, I would have willingly stepped onto a new path I discovered and wanted for myself. Instead, I fell onto a path I didn't really know anything about and ended up straying away from the road. Some people baptize their children as babies. I don't see a point in doing so. The child isn't making the decision, so does it really matter? For this, they aren't really making any progress on the spiritual journey. Um, Open choice for religion should be implemented into family policy. Your child doesn't necessarily have to believe what you believe, just as they don't have to go into the same occupation, like the same type of music, or anything else. Whatever makes sense to an individual is what they should believe. To have a specific religion or no religion at all should be your personal choice. I'm not saying just leave the subject undiscussed. As a parent, it's okay to pitch your doctrine, but don't forcibly make a child accept it. Many of those who question religion fear to be judged, as in my case, it was taboo for someone not to accept, the popular doctrine of the area. My advice to society is we should understand that people have different beliefs, different values, different thoughts, different morals. We shouldn't be scared of that. We should embrace that. The distribution of knowledge is innovative. To parents and authority figures, it's okay to show your children a path, but don't push them down it. Ultimately, when it comes to religion, believe what makes sense to you and what makes you happy. Don't judge others for what they believe. Let them find their own path, and they'll be far happier.